Good Tuesday evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Weather Impact Team. It is 9 o'clock on Tuesday night. It has been a relatively active day as we were tracking two rounds of showers and storms that moved through. The first one this morning, that was a pretty vigorous line that pushed through that prompted numerous severe thunderstorm warnings early this morning for multiple counties as that bowing line moved through with some strong winds. We even had some areas in West Georgia where we had some trees down and some power outages from that line early this morning. Then we still had some lingering showers off and on during the afternoon, and then we were watching the second wave of rain and storms coming in from Alabama late this afternoon, and now through the evening hours we are still tracking some of those showers and storms around our area. So we continue with this 11 Alive weather impact alert that will remain in effect until about midnight tonight. That's when we think the back edge of that rain is going to be pushing through and out of our area. And we'll watch that rain get out of here during the overnight hours, and then we'll see an improving weather day here for your Wednesday. So really until midnight is when we have this weather impact alert remaining in effect for just a few of those lingering showers and a few of those thunderstorms that are still around. Even though we still have some of those that have some thunder and lightning with them and pockets of heavy rain, we don't really have any severe weather with it. Even though, we had a tornado watch back into Alabama, including Randolph County, Alabama, which is just over the line there from West Georgia. Those storms never really caused any tornadoes over in Alabama, and we really didn't have a lot of severe thunderstorms there this afternoon, just a few of those here and there. But then as this crossed over the line into Georgia, it was after the sun went down and we started seeing some more stable air in our area and not quite as warm air or unstable air that helped to kind of reduce the intensity of some of those showers around. But also, as we've been telling you over the past couple of days, when we issued this alert, it wasn't necessarily just for the severe weather threat that was on the low end. It was also because with that rain chance and storm risk and a lot of people on the roads, it did have an impact on travel and really slowed things down in spots for those areas that were actually getting the rain. We still have a good coverage of rain over our area. You see all the greens and yellows, even some oranges and reds in spots, and even some thunder and lightning still with a few of these over parts of North Georgia. Here's the motion of this system. First, you see the back edge of that rain pushing over toward the east. The individual showers here in this rain shield are moving up toward the north and east, and then the whole thing is pushing in over toward the east. So we have already seen the rain come to an end over parts of northwest Georgia and also West Georgia, and we're going to see that process continuing here as that back edge moves through our area over the next few hours here in metro Atlanta, and then after midnight it'll keep pushing over to the east and away from us. Now, even though we still have this pretty good coverage of rain around, it's generally light to moderate rain. Here in Atlanta, we've been watching just some of these waves, waves of lighter rain moving through. But at times, like you see some of the yellow here on the west side, also over into parts of DeKalb County, back into South Fulton, Douglas County, Paulding County, also the northern parts of Cobb County, some of the yellow color in there, as well as over to the east of us near Monroe in parts of Walton County. That's what we have more of those moderate showers around, and those are going to keep pushing on over to the east, and eventually this back edge will push through Atlanta, and then we'll keep moving over to the east as well. But I want to widen out a little bit more because we were tracking a few other showers that had some thunder and lightning with them back towards Cedartown, moving into parts of Bartow County. We also have this area of heavy rain, still a little bit of lightning with that, right on the Heard County line and Droop County line between LaGrange and the Texas area there near the Alabama line. Also, some of that heavier rain moving into western parts of Coweta County. As of right now, we don't really see any lightning with that over in Coweta County, but we'll keep watching that. Also, some lightning with that system that's falling apart that kind of ramped up there, as we mentioned, going through Cedartown, South Floyd, through parts of Bartow County, Cherokee County, then into areas of Pickens County and Dawson County, now into Lumpkin County, and then even up into those areas of Towns and Union County, some of those pockets of heavier rain. and still a little bit of lightning with that. But we're seeing the lightning count coming down a good bit. It was a lot more intense and more frequent here through parts of Bartow County, moving up toward the north and east, but now fewer lightning strikes with that as it continues to move away. And then not only is the rain backing off and ending back in Alabama, the clouds are starting to break up. But there's one little thing that we're having to watch back into Alabama, and that is the formation of fog. And we've even been seeing some fog formation here in our area over parts of North Georgia. But what we're going to see here is with those areas of heavy rain and some of the wind in association with that, that will help mix up the atmosphere just a little bit to most likely inhibit that fog formation for the rest of the overnight hours. Here's a live look out there right now. This is from our tower cam at Arizona Avenue, where we have, a little bit of visibility is still good. We have a few raindrops there on the lens, still from some of those light showers that we have around, but a little bit of fog could be developing here in some spots. This is in Noonan, where we had a good shower that came through a little bit earlier, just still enough moisture in the air, where again, with the lights shining up on the building, you can see some of that, just a little bit of fog around there as well. This is our tower cam in Dahlonega at the University of North Georgia. I know this is dark, but I wanted to show you this too. You can kind of see some of the flashing lights. See right there is one of the towers there. We have some flashing lights, so you know, okay, the reason I wanted to show you this is because you just saw that flash of lightning, and that's from those storms that I was showing you that were weakening somewhat in parts of Lumpkin County. So I had aimed this camera, even though it's dark there, into that direction to see if we could capture one of those lightning strikes, and we just did see one of those flashes there. But again, there are fewer lightning strikes now than what we have had out there with that storm that was over to the west of us a little bit earlier. Now, this is the latest development from the Storm Prediction Center. If you'll recall earlier today, all of our area was in the dark green color, or the level 1 of 5 risk for severe storms, and even the yellow level 2 was in parts of Cleburne and Randolph County back into Alabama. Well, now that the air is more stable over North Georgia, the Storm Prediction Center has removed that level 1 risk for severe storms out of our area. It is more down to the south. It does include still these areas near LaGrange and down toward Columbus, over toward parts of the Upson County area, southern Meriwether County, a really small part of Pike County, the southern parts of Pike County are still included in that level 1 risk. But again, that's where we have that low level risk for maybe some isolated showers or storms that could turn strong. And it's in that area where we have that is where the temperatures are a little bit warmer and there's a little more instability there. But we are more stable here right now, and the rain that we've already had over us has kind of worked over the atmosphere. So yes, even though we still have rain, even though we still have some thunder and lightning, we just don't expect anything to turn severe. Now, I mentioned back in Alabama the formation of some fog around. They have issued a fog advisory for a big part of Alabama, including Cleburne in Randolph County. We are not included in this advisory right now. So far, even though we do have some limited visibility in some spots, it is not to the criteria of issuing a dense fog advisory. And the one that was in Alabama expires at 3 o'clock our time, 2 o'clock Alabama time. There should be enough mixing in the overnight hours as the front passes on through and we get some breezes that'll be kicking up, that'll mix up the atmosphere. In order to have fog, it's better for it to, of course, have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere where the temperature comes down to that dew point to saturate the air, and also calm air helps to enhance the formation of fog. When you have wind around, that mixes up the atmosphere and it's harder for that fog to develop. Now, we do have only 1 mile visibility right now in Covington. In Canton, 2.5 mile visibility, Gainesville, 3 mile visibility, and Atlanta, 5 mile visibility, but Blairsville, Rome looking good, Thomaston looking good too, Athens about 6 mile visibility there in those areas. So I'm going to keep an eye on this tonight to see if these visibilities start coming down anymore. As we see this rain, again, moving on through, it's adding some, mixing up the atmosphere just a little bit there to most likely inhibit any additional fog formation that would get us to the dense fog advisory criteria. So something to watch tonight. We got up to 67 for a high today, a low of 59. those temperatures above average, that low way above average. We should be around 42 for this time of year for the average low. Now, we do have at least some rain that collected at Hartsfield-Jackson, almost a half inch, 49/100ths of an inch, and this is based on the reading that came out after 8 o'clock. So we may actually get that a little bit over a half inch with some of those additional showers that are pushing through tonight. So that departure now is about 6.5 inches below where we should be in rainfall for the year. So yeah, we need a lot more rain to come on through here. There you see those temperatures that were mild this morning in the upper 50s. And then we started climbing up there to 67. And then we've been holding through the evening hours around 65, 66 degrees. That's because of those higher dew points and the moisture in the atmosphere is, we're not seeing those temperatures falling too much. Now, I do think overnight those temperatures will start to come down just a little bit more. In fact, we have pretty uniform temperatures all around right now. Gainesville is a little cooler at 58, but lower 60s in Lawrenceville and Athens. We've got the mid 60s here, a few more mid 60s on the south side, and Thomaston right now still holding on to 70 degrees. So during the day tomorrow, we're going to have a few clouds around to start, maybe some patchy fog in some spots early in the morning with temperatures down to about 58 degrees. And then it's going to be interesting with these temperatures tomorrow. We are most likely going to have our high temperature tomorrow right around lunchtime, when we are up to around 65 degrees. And then normally when we hit our high temperature around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, well, that's when the temperatures are going to start falling. We'll see temperatures at 3 o'clock around 64, then 60 at 5, and then 53 at 7, as tomorrow is going to be that day of transition. As we see those clouds, that'll be breaking up a bit during the daytime hours. More sunshine by afternoon, but as that northwest flow continues, it's going to keep pumping some of that cooler air our way, and we're going to see those temperatures falling. So for tonight, you can see those areas of rain in northeast Georgia and down to the south and west of us. They're going to continue pushing through and ending most likely around midnight or after, when we'll see that rain moving away. And then in the morning, starting off dry. I mean, the roads may still be wet because it may take a bit of time for them to dry out, but at least we won't have any additional precip coming down. And then at lunchtime, clouds breaking up to give us a little more sunshine here and there, and then continuing to see mostly sunny skies here in the afternoon hours, still a little breezy, temperatures falling a little bit more late afternoon into the evening. And then Thursday morning, on Thanksgiving morning, it is going to be chilly. We're talking about low temperatures down to around 36 to 38 degrees to start on Thursday morning, and then plenty of sunshine during the day, maybe just a couple of clouds mixing in every once in a while. But by afternoon, we're only going to be making it up to the lower 50s at about 51 degrees. And then Friday morning is going to be even colder. We're going to be around the freezing mark here for Friday morning, and then afternoon highs only up to around 49 degrees. So it's going to be a chilly day for the day after Thanksgiving as well, if you're going to be out and about shopping, or whether or not you're doing it all online or not. So here's that rain that continues to push away tonight. Then we'll see clearing skies tomorrow. We have dry conditions and cold conditions Thursday and Friday. Saturday, a couple more clouds are going to start mixing in, and then we watch the next round of rain developing out to the west. That'll push into our area on Sunday with a 40% chance for showers. Monday, a lower rain chance, maybe seeing some breaks there later in the day. And then going into Tuesday, another system with some rain will move in, bringing those rain chances back up to about 40% here for your Tuesday afternoon. So all of these changes here in the weather, a lot of that dictated by the air masses that we're in. We've been in a very warm air mass with those record-breaking and record-tying temperatures that we've had over the past few days. But now the cooler air is going to start replacing that. And tomorrow is going to be that day when it just begins to move in, and then we're really going to be feeling more of the impacts of that cooler air on Thursday and Friday, when we see the lows in the 30s and afternoon highs only around 50 degrees, not even well into the 50s, just 51 we think for Thanksgiving Day and 49 for the day after. So really cooler air is going to continue pushing into our area. So here is the breakdown for Thanksgiving Day, where we're going to see temperatures at 36 around 7 in the morning, then 8 o'clock at 37, 50 at lunchtime, 52 at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is well below the average. And then even cooler on Friday, down to freezing both Friday and Saturday morning, with afternoon highs near 50 both of those days. And then going into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, about a 30 to 40% chance for some showers moving through. and not a washout or anything, just some scattered showers, and temperatures trending back up just a little bit to highs right around 56 and 57 degrees. So we'll have more updates for you tonight at 11 o'clock on 11 Alive News here on 11 Alive Plus, as well as updates throughout the day tomorrow, and more updates in the morning with Chesley, in the afternoon with Melissa, and we hope you'll stay with us for that. Thanks for joining us for this extended weather update here on 11 Alive Plus. I hope you have a great night tonight and a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching.